I need to check in on some of my friends right now. I want to check in with Jennifer Welch, the host of the I've Had It podcast and the author of Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. Now, that is the name of a book. Reecie Colbert is here as a political commentator, best-selling author, and a host on Sirius XM Urban View. Clay Kane, a New York Times best-selling author and host of Sirius XM Urban View as well. And his new book is Burn Down Master's House, right?
Burn Down Master's House drops January 27th. Yes.
All right, there you go. And Jolly Good Ginger is going to be on in a little bit with the Jolly Good Ginger YouTube channel and a Washington correspondent for the Don Lemon Show. Good evening, one and all. How are you guys?
Hey, y'all.
Hi,
nice
everyone.
To meet you, Jennifer.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you both.
Oh my gosh! Wait, who has the biggest Southern accent? Is it Jen or is it Reecie? Hey, y'all.
You think I have a Southern accent?
The way you said, "Hey, y'all."
Cali. I'm Cali all day.
Jen, you were at the big watch party last night. Take us there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we get there. I went with Professor Ruth Ben-Ghiat. You'll probably know her. She's a historian, expert on authoritarianism. And we get there and there's a line, and we had the tickets. Like, you have to have a QR code to get in, and there's a line wrapped around. Finally, we get in, and you guys, I go to bed at like 9, pushing it. The party started at 9. So I really burned the midnight oil last night for democracy. I didn't get home until 1 a.m. But anyway, I made it in. And then you just see this excitement, the diversity of the crowd, the hope, the joy. It was just electric. And then they played the Andrew Cuomo concession speech. And, the crowd was kind of waving and, being sore winners, which is a part, that's a part of politics. And so that was fun, the shit talking there. And then, of course, Mamdani comes out. And number one, he has such a commanding presence. And what I liked about it is that he ran a campaign on kindness, on visibility, telling people in New York, I see you. I know you don't make much money, but you're valuable to me, and I'm going to fight for you. And so he has this real empathetic message. But then he's also like, this is the last time I'm ever going to say the name Andrew Cuomo. And Donald Trump, turn up your hearing aid, motherfucker. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but I was just like, oh, I love that he's still savage and nice at the same time, because that's what Democrats need to do. Like, you're goddamn right. You might not like us, tough titties. We're still going to fight for you to have health care. And he has that.
Can I, since you, I don't mean to cut you off, but since you
okay.
brought us to that moment, can I play this? Because
yes,
this was Van Jones on Mamdani's victory speech last night. Watch.
I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not?
Oh my God.
Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior, even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here, where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. And there was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young, and he just pulled off something that's very, very difficult. And I wouldn't write him off, but I think he missed an opportunity to open himself up tonight, and I think that will probably cost him going.
Jen, you're the one. I cut you off.
For my New York Times bestseller. Never mind.
Here's the thing. Jen. I've met Van Jones when I was a guest on Abby Phillips' show. He is charming. He is lovely and as friendly as can be. And he got that right there dead wrong. And he is speaking to a group of people that need to have a permission structure to see Black and brown people, which is interesting because of the color of Van Jones' skin. So I feel kind of awkward talking about it as a white woman, but I think we all have to talk about this stuff. But to give the people at CNN, the country club Republicans sitting at home, a permission structure to think that Zoran's the boogeyman and that the burden falls on him, that he can't be kind and sharp at the same time, that he can't walk and chew gum. And by Van Jones' logic, Dawn, should Donald Trump, when he accepted his victory speech, should he have tried to give the microphone a blowjob like he did on the campaign trail? Should he have talked about the size of Arnold Palmer's cock? Why didn't he show that side of himself during his victory speech? The standard that people put people of color up to is so appalling, even by, sadly, a friend of mine, acquaintance, Van Jones, a black man, then they never apply that to Kanks, which is what I call Donald Trump. He gets that motherfucker gets away with everything. It drives me crazy. And before I kick it to somebody else, I've got a bunch of my liberal pickleball best friends in Oklahoma sitting blue dots in a red state, logged on right here. You guys say hi to me in the chat. I love you, ladies, and I miss you. Okay, go on.
Hi, ladies. We love you and we want to get to know you. And thank you for joining the Don Lemon Show. We have a lot of crossover between the Lemon Heads and the I've Had It. What do you call your what do you call your
we
parents?
don't we need to have a name, and we don't have one. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay. Look, I've known Van Jones for a long time, and Van is a friend. I have not spoken to him about this, but damn, Van, like, come on, man. They call this guy, basically they called him a jihad. You know what I mean? Right. An anti-Semite, all kinds of racist bullshit, Van. He said, I hope I never have to say his name again. Okay, I think Andrew Cuomo could take that, right? And I'm sure that he meant it. And he said, Donald Trump, turn the volume all the way up. Why does he have to make friends with Donald Trump and someone who, you know what I mean, who has also been pretty racist about him, calling him a socialist and a communist and all that shit? Go ahead. Who wants to go, Clay or Reecie?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, Jennifer is my kind of people. So we need to hang out sometime. I want to also say I'm just so happy I could still be a homosexual in New Jersey. I am very
homosexual.
A homosexual in New Jersey. I could still be it. Don, I was afraid. I was concerned. I wasn't happy.
All right, so no, hold that thought. I want you to hold that thought. Seriously, okay. Seriously. And I'm not Kanye Taylor Swifting you. I do want you to, there's a reason I want you to hold that thought.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. Jolly's here. Jolly, come on in. So Jolly, stand by. We're doing some talking. There's our Washington correspondent. Hi, Jolly. How are you? Good to see you. Okay. Reecie, your thoughts.
Look, you would think that Mamdani got up there and said, "We won, bitches. Go to hell, Trump. Suck it, Cuomo." He got up there. When you win, you get to pop your shit a little bit. That's how you get to be like, you call me a terror. They called that man everything but a child of Allah. Okay, so if he wanted to pop back a little bit, clap back, then he was entitled to do that. Look, the inauguration speeches where you have the let's kumbaya, let's all come together. You don't puff your chest out. You act all, conciliatory and diplomatic. But on victory night, on election night, on a blue wave night, where you have mollywopped the man who has impugned your character, who had everybody, including Donald Trump, up against you, then you are completely entitled to clap back just a little bit. And so, Van Jones, he just did what he did what he's there to do. He's there to slap you down, to be like, oh no, respectability politics. But Zoran did not win off of respectability politics. He won because he really spoke to the issues that resonated with people, not because he was docile and not because he was, this weak character. It was because he projected strength, but in a nice way, as Jennifer pointed out. So look, Van, just instead of being loud or wrong, just be quiet or wrong for a change.
Are you telling Van to have several seats?
Yes, have a whole bench of seats. Okay, there's a stadium full of seats, whatever, however you need to sit down, just sit down, just a little bit.
Yeah. Look, I don't know I understood what he was trying to say, right? And that, but you articulated it, I think, in the perfect way, Reecie. That's for an inauguration speech.
Yeah.
Now, when he said it, I was like, oh, that's some shade right there, right? But, they did call him everything, as you said, but a child of God or a child of Allah. The reason that I saved you, Clay, is because I wanted to play this moment. This is Clay yesterday on this program.
Yes. Here in Jersey, I'm concerned. Talk about candidate quality. I voted for Mikey Sherrill, but she hasn't run a very good campaign. She's struggling really bad with Black voters. I said it on my show. I tried to canvass for her last week. They had nowhere in my area to canvass. I see no signs in my area. I live in a predominantly Black and brown area. So I'm really concerned. And, you know, we had Obama and Westmore down here. Governor Phil Murphy, the current governor, only won by 3 points. So I hope she can pull this off. But there's that. There's also.
Okay. All right. So you said that. And then Mikey Sherrill said this on TV this morning.
I don't think people get New Jersey, but I do. And I've run here. This is my 5th election. I've drawn out huge amounts of people over the years. I had the largest red to blue swing in 2018. So I knew exactly what I had to do. It starts with connecting with voters. I spoke to thousands of people on the ground from everywhere in the state. And then we built a juggernaut of a campaign, a huge organization, the likes of which.
We get it. Thank you very much for that. Well, I understood what you were saying, Clay. And you said that you hoped from the bottom of your heart that she won, but you didn't think she ran a very good campaign. So what do you say today?
I mean, listen, I live in New Jersey, been in Jersey City since 1998. I went to campaign at her office. There was nowhere to campaign. I had people in my neighborhood saying, where is she? We saw no signs in the area. But here's the thing. For a lot of Black and brown voters, we're about voting for harm reduction. We're about voting to make sure we can move freely about the cabin. And we don't live in a meritocracy. So just because she won doesn't mean that she ran an excellent campaign. You know, I heard everything on the ground. There was articles, people that I know locally saying we're not seeing her. And maybe to some degree it was a wake-up call. We had Obama and Westmore come down. But for me, I was concerned, and I have a right to be concerned. If you go to canvass for somebody and they say we don't have anywhere for you to go, that was concerning for me. And it appeared to be that Mikey Sherrill was trying to appeal to the anti-Trump GOP voter. That's what it appeared to be. But like I said, hey, I hope from my soul she would win. I could not endure a Jack Ciattarelli campaign. It was very scary. And this whole day, I've had my Jersey playlist. I've been rocking my Bruce Springsteen, my Latifah, my Sarah Vaughan, my John Bon Jovi. Tommy used to work at the dock. Union's been on strike. So
you better put some Whitney in there.
Some Whitney.
I'm
dance with somebody right now. But I was
Dion.
Right, exactly. And listen, I hope that Democrats can learn that. Listen, it's a long game to try and keep this momentum. I think what really helped, sadly, in a way that it woke people up, is Jersey's been deeply impacted by this government shutdown. The ICE raids are terrifying. And what's funny is that her platform was very similar to Kamala Harris's platform. Very similar, right? And lastly, I'll say this. We've been talking about this great win for Democrats, but I want to point this out. Something has happened over the past year, whether it's you, Don, Jennifer, Reecie Colbert, myself, Jolly, there has been a rise in this kind of independent media. And we've talked about the infrastructure that right-wing independent media has. And I think there has been something really in the ether, whether people are letting go of cable news and they're looking for voices like ours. And I think that this independent rise in media, I think it's really helped to contribute to waking people up. Seeing Jennifer on the I've Had It podcast, Don, seeing you on the streets engaging people, which you said before you couldn't do that at the previous network. Reecie and I did an entire tour, sold out every single stop. There is something about, I think we are finally getting a left-wing media infrastructure that is crucial, whether it's Brian Tyler Cohen, whether it is Jim Acosta, whether it is Joyanne Reed, of course, Roland Martin's been doing it for a long time. All of these folks out there, this helps to contribute to a win that we saw in last night. These things are really, really important. I think there's something there that we have to acknowledge that even a year ago, it was a lot different. And so I feel like that's part of the reason why we saw the win.
Well, Clay, thank you very much for saying that, and I agree with you. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought you would want to explain. And what you saw and witnessed is legit, right?
Yeah,
and so, yeah.
Well, can I say, Don? I think it might have helped me telling people, get your ass out and vote. And I said that 75 times yesterday, and I said it leading up to. So I'm gonna take a little bit of credit.
So, Jen, but now the real work starts. You know, for all of these candidates, and I believe that it should be the beginning of the 2026 campaign and the 2028 campaign. And as I said in my opening monologue, I hope Democrats are playing the long game finally this time so that they can go up against sort of what Clay said, the right-wing ecosystem in media and, of course, the right-wing MAGA politicians.
Yeah, I think to Clay's point, he has a really good point about the politicians have to get to work now, but we need to get to work on the politicians. And in the case of Mikey Sherrill, Clay is right. She ran a very centrist harm reduction campaign. She was very risk adverse. Prior in the throes of running, she voted for that ridiculous stunt by MAGA Republicans in the House to honor Charlie Kirk. And that is a slap in the face to all Americans. It insulted me, but I can't only imagine what it would feel like to have black skin, because just because a racist is dead doesn't mean that racist needs to be honored. And so we have the leaders that we have. And I wanted Mikey Sherrill to win with everything in me, because I've lived in a red state with a MAGA supermajority, and I know how diabolical and dumb these fuckers are. And so it is super important that the Mikey Sherrills win. But now that she's in, she's the politician we have. So Clay and the people of New Jersey need to go to work on her while she goes to work, because it's our job in independent media to pull our politicians away from corporate, where they're beholden to corporation. And it's also our job for, like Clay, for example, to say, hey, we felt really neglected and we're looking to build a huge long-term coalition here. And we want to meet with you, because before you know it, you're going to be running again, Mikey. So let's build a bridge. We voted for you, but you're on, you're on watch right now. And so that's what, think about how far MAGA took the Republican Party, you guys. These fuckers used to be national security people, and now they text war plans and roll out the red carpet for Putin. So if they can do that to all those crotchety, crusty old Republicans, we can get a Democratic Party that is less beholden to corporation, that doesn't say that doesn't play patty cake with racists and vote to honor racists, and really have a party where people realize supporting your friends of color is not radical. Supporting universal child care is not radical. Not wanting people to file bankruptcy because they have cancer is not radical. It's called being empathetic. And while we're at it, we're not the fuck you, we're not the, oh, my feelings are hurt liberals anymore. We're the fuck you liberals. We're going to fight for your ass to have health care, and we're going to fight for your future little white darling one day is going to fall in love with a hot black man, and you're going to have a little mixed baby. We're going to fight for that little baby's rights while you're sitting there watching racist Fox News. We don't like you right now, and you don't like us, but our fight is where it needs to be. And so I think we have to move the leaders that we have. That's why I browbeat Hakeem all the time. It's why I browbeat Chuckles. It's why I got in a fight with Corey. But I still like all these guys. But we have to put the heat on them, because I agree with them on about 8 out of 10 issues. And so we still have to pressure them to become better leaders and to become a more inclusive party.
You better clock it, Jen. Hang on, but you better clock it, Jen. Jen, you also better clock it, because you got an appointment that you have to get to. Yes. We'll see. So Jen, we'll see you later. Thank you very much.
I love you guys.
Jen.
Thank you, Jen.
I love you. Hey, Jen, before you go, do you guys have the website real quick, Jen? And just give me 2 seconds. Do you have the website for the 18th of November? Jennifer and I, you guys all have to come. We will be at City Winery in New York City on November 18th. The doors open at 6. There it is. And the show starts at 7:30. We have some great guests. Anthony Scaramucci is going to be there with us, and we have some special guests as well. But it's going to be the Don and Jen show, or the Jen and Don show. I don't care where.
I have something really funny to share about this. So Don does a post about this, and I click like collaborate on this post or whatever. Around the same time, I noticed my Instagram, I'm getting a lot of death threats. So I contact our producer and I'm like, hey, am I going viral in MAGA world? And she's like, oh yeah. You've got like Tim Pool, you've got Fox News, you've got Glenn Beck. They're going fucking bananas. And so on that post, they think that I want to kill conservatives. That's how they've twisted something I've said, which I've never even shot a gun in my life. I'm like, you dipshits, liberals don't even have guns, but whatevs. And so anyway, the whole post on is just like Jennifer Welch hate our whole post. It's hysterical how much they care about hating me.
Well, you
That
go,
means you
girl.
made it.
If they hate you, you're doing something right.
You're doing
Yes.
something right,
Yeah.
right? That's a badge of honor. So,
That's
Jen,
hilarious.
I'll see you soon. I'll see you obviously on the 18th. So come see us. Get your tickets. It's going to sell out. All right. So thank you, Jen. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.